You can sharpen your memory and stop feeling tired by swapping cheap fish oil for ancient cod liver oil in 7 days. You want focus. Your brain feels like it is trapped in a thick morning fog. Most people try to fix this by drinking more coffee or taking expensive vitamins that do not actually reach the cells. But these quick fixes never address the physical building blocks your head actually needs to think clearly. Therefore, you must look at the specific fats that make up your nervous system. The video title is The One Omega-3 That Rebuilds Your Brain, and it's not fish oil. You might think all supplements are the same, but the golden oil from a cod liver contains a very specific ratio of fats that matches your own biology. Therefore, switching your source of fat can actually change how your brain cells talk to each other. You deserve to have a mind that works fast, but you cannot build a house with the wrong bricks. Therefore, learning about this ancient remedy is the first step to feeling like yourself again. Your body is hungry. You take fish oil because the label says it is healthy for your heart. But most of those big plastic bottles at the store are processed in a way that removes the most important parts. Therefore, you are swallowing empty calories that do not help your mitochondria make energy. You think you are protected, but these standard oils are often very high in one fat and very low in the one your brain craves. Therefore, your cells are still starving for the right nutrients, even though you take a pill every single morning. You might feel like your diet is perfect, but the way these oils are made can actually cause more stress inside your gut. Therefore, you need a version that comes from nature without all the heavy processing. You want your energy to stay high all day long, but cheap oil goes rancid and causes a mess inside your system. Therefore, you have to stop wasting money on supplements that do not actually rebuild your tissues. Your brain is fat. You might not realize that a huge portion of your head is made of a fat called DHA. Most fish oils focus on a different fat that helps with swelling, but your brain needs the structural fat to keep its shape and send electrical signals. Therefore, you must find a source that provides the exact match for your internal wiring. You have millions of tiny power plants inside you, but these power plants need a strong wall to keep the energy from leaking out. Therefore, the ratio of fats in cod liver oil is better than almost anything else you can find. You need your nerves to fire quickly, but using the wrong fats is like trying to run a race in heavy boots. Therefore, you should choose the oil that people used for hundreds of years to stay strong. You want to protect your vision, but your eyes also rely on these same fats to process light and see clearly. Therefore, your whole head benefits when you switch. DHA builds your mind. You need this fat to make sure your brain cells can actually touch and share information. A lack of this fat makes your thinking slow and your mood very low. But your body cannot always make enough of this fat on its own from the food you eat. Therefore, you have to eat it directly so your brain can repair itself while you sleep. You want to be sharp, but without DHA, the walls of your brain cells become very stiff and brittle. Therefore, the fat from the cod liver flows into those walls to make them soft and flexible. You need your mitochondria to work, but these tiny engines need the right grease to keep the gears turning without getting too hot. Therefore, providing this specific fat helps your body create more energy without feeling burned out. You might feel tired by noon, but a brain with the right fat can stay powered up for much longer. Therefore, this one switch changes your entire day. Nature has a secret. There is a special ingredient in cod liver oil called alkyl glycerols that you simply cannot find in regular fish oil. You actually find the same stuff in human breast milk and inside your own bone marrow. But most people never get enough of it once they grow up and start eating normal food. Therefore, your immune system might be weaker than it was when you were a small child. You should like this video and subscribe to the channel right now to signal to your brain that you are taking your health seriously. But just watching is not enough because you need to understand how these fats make antibodies. Therefore, you are giving your body the tools to fight off tiny invaders before they make you feel sick. You want to stay strong, but your body needs these specific molecules to build new white blood cells in your marrow. Therefore, taking this oil is like giving your immune system a shield. You will feel more protected, but you must be consistent to see the results. Therefore, subscribe now to keep learning. Vitamins are key. Cod liver oil is not just fat, because it is also packed with natural vitamin A and vitamin D. These two vitamins work together to make sure your skin and your gut lining stay very tough. But regular fish oil has these vitamins removed during the factory cleaning process. Therefore, you miss out on the healing power for your stomach when you choose the wrong bottle. You need a strong gut. But if your stomach lining is thin, you will feel bloated and tired after every meal. Therefore, the vitamin A in this oil helps to knit your internal skin back together. You want strong bones. But vitamin D is what tells your body to put calcium into your skeleton instead of your blood. Therefore, this oil acts like a delivery truck for the minerals that keep you standing tall. You might worry about your joints, but these vitamins keep your movements smooth and keep the pain away. Therefore, one spoonful provides a total body repair kit. Food can be sneaky. You likely eat many oils from seeds like corn or soy without even realizing it is there. These oils get stuck in your body for over 600 days, but they compete for the same spots in your cells that the good fats want. Therefore, your body starts using a fake version of brain fat called osbond acid. You think you are fine, but this fake fat does not let your brain cells talk to each other very well. Therefore, you feel like you are losing your memory or your ability to learn new things. You want to be fast, but your cells are filled with junk fat that creates a lot of internal heat and stress. Therefore, you have to stop eating processed seed oils to make room for the cod liver oil. You are currently blocked, but once you clear out the bad oils, the good fats can finally move in. Therefore, the result is a total system cleanout that makes you feel brand new. People knew the truth. Long ago, doctors used this oil to fix children with soft bones and people with lung infections. They did not have fancy medicine, but they saw that kids who took this oil grew up much stronger and taller. Therefore, we should look at what worked for centuries instead of just following new trends. You want real proof, but modern studies show that when your mitochondria leak energy, you feel constant physical exhaustion. Therefore, scientists are finding that the old remedies actually fixed the power plants inside our cells. You can see the change, but it takes time for your body to replace the old bad fats with the new good ones. Therefore, you are participating in a biological upgrade that has been tested for over 200 years. You are not a lab rat, but you are using a proven method to help your heart and brain thrive. Therefore, you can trust the process. Eating is simple. You can actually buy cod liver in a small tin at almost any grocery store today. It tastes like a very rich and buttery snack that goes great on a piece of bread, but you should never drink the oil sitting at the bottom of the can. Therefore, you should drain the liquid and just eat the solid pieces of the liver. You want the nutrients, but too much oil at once can make your gallbladder feel very heavy and upset. Therefore, eating the liver once or twice a week is the perfect way to get your vitamins. You can also use a supplement, but make sure the label says it was made without high heat, so the fats stay alive. Therefore, you are getting the most power for your money with every single bite or swallow. You might be scared of the taste, but most people find it much better than they expected once they try it. Therefore, take the leap today. You now have the map. You learned that cod liver oil has DHA to fix your brain and alkylglycerols to boost your immunity. We talked about how vitamin A heals your gut and vitamin D keeps your bones from getting soft. But you also know that seed oils are the enemy that blocks these good fats from working. Therefore, you must stop the bad habits while you start the good ones to see the change. You should like this video to signal to your brain that you are taking action today. Subscribe to this channel so you never lose this roadmap to a better body and more energy. Share this video with a friend because you could be a literal lifesaver by helping them avoid chronic pain or surgery. You are one choice away from a better life, but the choice must be made right now before you forget what you learned. Therefore, start your journey toward a sharper mind and a stronger heart today. Rebuild your brain with ancient golden oil.